Here is what Nugu companies can learn from these Nugu MVs, which are Chitty Chitty by Floria, Burning Power by Maka, You Me Is by Kitten Girls, and Heartbeat by WeGirls. These are 4 Nugu girl group MVs, being 3 debuts and 1 comeback B-side. I'm gonna talk about specific topics with these girl group MVs to show you what Nugu companies can learn from these Nugu MVs to see how they can make good MVs without using too much of money or having an expensive budget. Also, within the specific topics, I'm gonna mention all the girl groups and give examples from their MVs, or only 1 to 2 out of the 4 MVs, and give examples. Also, I'm not an MV expert, I just think these MVs are great examples of MVs that companies can use as inspiration to better their MVs being on a lower budget, because a lot of groups in K-pop debut with extremely low quality MVs or no MVs at all. Each MV has a different location, like for Chitty Chitty, it looks like they used the same location for all of the MV except for the beach scenes. Maka had an outdoor setting and an indoor setting, which both look to be the same place. Kitten Girls also shot in the same place for the whole MV. And WeGirls shot in what looks to be the same location.
Yeah, WeGirls with us.
Looking at WeGirls and Maka particularly, we see WeGirls shoot in a vibrant and bright colored room place thing with the pink.
We're in Wonderland, so fabulous.
And also a little of the white colored room place thing, which gives a more soft vibe to me. And
yeah, you feel my heartbeat? My head you're happy. Do you wanna love me? Do you wanna see WeGirls?
Since the song is cute, upbeat and fun, the MV also portrays that in the vibes with a vibrant feel, also the slight soft feel too, to match the song to have a cute vibe, along with the company adding really nice edits in the MV at random times that don't feel oddly placed or cheap, and they work really well. The edits also being pink matched the colors of the place they shot at, making it color-wise matching too. That's what I think, and those edits gave the MV a little more life than just being a simple shot MV, which I don't care about, since MVs can be simple and good if worked on well enough despite the low budget, but I feel like the edits complete the MV alongside the props used. With the Maka MV, they went for a more aesthetic summer with those edits used that are like filter effects which give videos an aesthetic feel, IDK the name for them, and also some of the props that they used elevated the aestheticness of the MV, which paired well with the edits used. They even had some other edits added, like small text bubbles displaying the lyrics, emojis, and other such edits that are not filters that didn't, again, feel cheap at all. Both MVs did what they had to do, where they both used props, edits, etc., but one MV had bright vibrancy and the other MV had aesthetics. All the MVs used props, whether it be their own props or the location props. Floria used the props at the location, like the chairs where a member would sit on it, or it would be there in the background.
I like it.
girls made use of things at the location where they sat on sofas and had the props there in the background, meaning that they worked the props into the MV where the things already present in the location were used to make the MV look nice, like shooting a scene in front of certain props, for example. Maka had props which they of course had brought, where things like a balloon clown fish, fake ice cream cones, sparklers, circular mirrors, a fish bowl, a metronome and other such simple things were used, where some of the props felt random for a summer MV feel, but somehow worked because of how the company made the MV, how the props were in the MV, and at which scenes. WeGirls utilized the props which I think are the location props, and them being similar in color to the color of the places, rooms they shot in. The props didn't ruin the MV.
You wanna see WeGirls? 너를 만날 생각에나 벌써부터 설렘. 언젠가 우리 다시 만난 날 나를 꼭 안아줘 네 품속에. 두근대 내 새로운 맘에 넌 날 자꾸 심쿵하게.
Props where members were sitting on the chair, sofa, using the phone like a phone, and simple props like these being used in simple ways, where nothing too crazy was happening in the MV to match the simplicity of the song, just being your average cute girl group song. The cameras that each of the 4 girl group MVs used were stable in the sense that they weren't shaky, and while Yumi's did have movements in the MV with the camera, those were not shakiness but rather just the camera moving a little to the sides or something, not related to camera instability. All these MV used cameras that were good enough quality. All 4 members got nice scenes to the MVs where they shot different scenes, not wasting too much time on one scene, and by that I mean, for example, if someone is dancing in one scene, they do not focus on that one scene for too long, which is good because they keep switching between scenes of members singing, dancing and doing things, scenes where every second something different happens in the MV, so that we're not on one scene too long waiting for them to do something else.
세상이 돌고 돌아 삐삐 빙글뱅 끝까지 영원히 날 지켜줘 You, me, us 너와 난 빛빛 손을 놓친 WeGirls, girls 난 네가 정말 WeGirls 두볼에 내린 빗방울 끝에 아직
Also, one thing that I find cool is the one chorus scene in Yumi is having the members dance in the same location, but it's 2 separately shot scenes of the same dance in different clothing and things, so it's like the same things done in the same setting but different, which is also good in an MV when getting the same exact things done, but differently, so it's not just the same scene repeated again. Also, with Maka and Floria having outdoor scenes, it was nice to see how they balanced the lighting for it to not be too bright, because imagine how weird it would look having too bright of a lighting paired with Maka's MV, adding those filter edits in the MV. So, what we can learn from this is that, all these groups picked a set location or 2 for their MV and just shot in those locations. This is good for groups on a budget who want to shoot an MV but the company has no money to shoot the MV. So they can just find cheap but fitting locations to the song that would help elevate the song quite well, like for example, having a cute song and shooting the MV in a flower field, or an amusement park, which I've seen some girl group MVs do, like Ramasu's Oh Boy and Bloomy's Because of You.
Give me a love, boy. Boy. Give me a love, boy. 나 이상해. 답답하게. 난 숨이 가쁘고.
Or even in a vibrant place like WeGirls' Heartbeat, or having a girl crush baddie song and shooting the MV in some warehouse type place.
언제까지 어깨춤을 추게 할 거야?
It's not hard to find a location that falls within the budgets you have and shoot there. And with the location, you can get a good MV just utilizing that location, using it up by bringing different props in from anywhere, your house, a shop, from the company itself, from someone to borrow, and if the prop looks nice and work with the MV, then use it, because props can be very useful to help you in making an MV if you're on a budget. Editing can also help with the MV, if you have editing skills, even basic, to add some edits, effects and other things that help fit the MV, if they don't look cheap that is, and ruin the MV, and this can help elevate the MV, because if you look again at WeGirls, they added all those edits into the MV which helped the MV feel more complete, like adding memes and funny edits into your YouTube videos to make it more funny. Having these edits made certain hand movements and gestures and things that they did feel like they're doing something with the movements and gestures rather than just being plain movements and gestures. Still on the topic of WeGirls. Shaky cameras can be a big problem with the MV, because despite getting a decent enough MV, the camera shakiness can ruin the MV because the camera is too unstable, and so the efforts get wasted by the instability. Getting a decent enough camera, which I think you can get good stable cameras for cheap, helps the MV to come out better, because the MV can be easily seen without the MV being just shaking all the time, like someone shook you really hard while you recorded a video, and so you cannot see properly what's happening in the scene. And also the shakiness of the camera can lead to the camera going out of focus and becoming blurry, maybe IDK, but all in all, a stable camera should be the first priority. Finally, getting good scenes and angles too, where the members are doing things like singing, dancing, using the props in the location or the props you brought, basically doing anything that can help you get different usable scenes that can be cropped into one MV without the MV feeling like a one-scene dance performance MV with 1-2 rare scenes of anything other than the dance, or the MV just being a dance practice video thing without any other scenes, like White Days Shine on Light. All in all, companies can look at other Nugu MVs, especially the ones that I based this video on, to see what they do well and learn from those MVs to make their own group's MVs better without it just being bad due to coloring issues, shaky cameras, wrong locations, lighting issues, the MV just being dance performance and other such things that would get the MV put on a list of worst made MVs. MVs don't need a high budget to be good. It shouldn't matter if the MV is cheap or expensive, because cheap MVs can be good and expensive MVs can be bad. It doesn't matter how much money is put into the MV, because what matters more is the creative direction, and having good creative direction makes the MV come out better.